We could go into any number of things where you delude yourself, where you think that a certain reality is going to happen that is not really intended. Yeah, and you all do that. You all do that, especially with the dynamics of family and lovers and close friends and all of that stuff. You have certain expectations, and see the problem. The thing is that you don't realize is that the, where does disappointment come from? You really understand, if you're experiencing a lot of disappointment in your life, where does disappointment come from? Disappointment comes from unreasonable
Expectations.
expectations.
Yeah.
Unreasonable expectations of another person. And so, if any of you are deluded in any way, any of you are lying really to yourselves in any way, it is around that dynamic. It is around that subject. Say it again, Adrian.
What? Where we're deluding? If there's any place in our lives where we're deluding ourselves and therefore suffer disappointment, it's because we have unreasonable expectations of other people.
Especially the people you love.
Especially the people.
Especially the people you love. Because those are the people that you know that you've got unreasonable expectations around. How many times do you hope against hope that this person is going to respond a certain way, and instead they do a 180 on you?
Yeah.
And so you're gobsmacked by the whole energetic dynamic. And, so good. Good. Good.
You're reminding me of
What are we reminding you
of certain blind spots and unreasonable expectations.
Well, yeah, but why do you have? If you know that dynamic and you know that, what is it? Isn't it that doesn't come from a dynamic of a bad intent? That's exactly the opposite. That's a very light shadow dynamic. And so, because it's a very light shadow dynamic, what does that make it? Emotionally very vulnerable, doesn't it?
Yes.
And so in the dynamics,
yes.
It makes you emotionally very vulnerable. An unreasonable expectation makes you wow. And so when that expectation doesn't come to fruition because it was unreasonable in the first place, where does the responsibility lie?
Self.
And that's the question that these are the things, this is the way reality works. This is the way human interaction has worked. These are things that you can break these patterns. These are old templates of behavior. There are so many that exist in your world. There are so many that you follow subconsciously, unconsciously, in so many of the things that you do and so many of the things that you are on a daily basis. You operate within the what we say within the forest of NPCs, not personal character.
But we're not having unreasonable expectations of them. We're having unreasonable expectations of people who we have a heart connection with.
That's what we're saying to you, isn't it?
Yes.
Who else do you have expectations of except a new acquaintance, a new lover, a new dynamic of energy? Or maybe you've been married to somebody for 30 years and you have unreasonable expectations of them. All right, he's going to suddenly start doing the dishes, or he's going to clean the bathroom just once in the last 3 decades, or we're exaggerating to make a point. Right? Do you understand what we're saying? So, the dynamic of expectations, they happen all the time. It's whether they actually are reasonable or unreasonable, which means that you should probably take a lot of the weight off of that dynamic, off of the dynamic of expectation. So what is the thing that can transcend expectation?
Truth?
Communication. Dun, 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 dun. Because
No, I said truth, but communication means getting to that.
yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
So you're dealing with the actualities.
That's correct. But the question is, can you put down your sword and armor long enough in order to get to that place? Woohoo!
Both at the same time.
Well, it depends. Are you dealing with another woman or are you dealing with a man? Are you
Different swords.
Oh, different swords, different armor. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right.